We've all heard of Hollow Knight, right? If you haven't, first off, what have you been doing for the past 4 years? And second, it's an indie Metroidvania that changed how the Souls-like genre could be played. It revolutionized and inspired how developers would tackle Souls-like games. But now that the Hollow Knight craze has ended, we now wait for Silksong, which is the second in the series. But while we wait, let me deliver unto you Hollow Knight, but cat.
Oh, fucking grandma! Ugh! Wrinkly ass old bitch!
Howdy, and welcome to another Juice Studio creation. This is Nine Souls.
Boom, baby, that's how we do it! That's how we do it! Yeah.
I found this game on Steam the other day while I was looking for something different, something a little more exciting than a multiplayer shooter. And let me tell you, I was on the fence about spending money for this game. I thought it was just a Hollow Knight ripoff, and I didn't want to spend money on a shitty game with the same elements of a game I've already played before. But when I first booted it up, everything was so different from what I was expecting. The title screen itself was different. It had a cyberpunk-esque style along with an Asian traditional art style. And even the way the story is told is different from Hollow Knight. In Hollow Knight, you collected items and read any information to piece together the story along with a little bit of character dialogue. In Nine Souls, every NPC has their own story that you can choose to further or just run through without doing anything with them. But who doesn't want to hear tales from a drunken old uncle? I know I would. Personally, I would love to hear tales from a drunken old uncle. Enough about my blabbing about the masterpiece that is Hollow Knight. Let's get into the story of Nine Souls. Stick with me here whenever I explain this, because it's kinda out of this world. You get it? Yeah, get it? Never mind, I haven't explained anything yet. This is Ying, or as everybody likes to call him, Yi. He looks like a cat, but most of his kind are actually aliens. A deadly virus plagued their kind for 500 years, and they left their home planet for a cure. After some incident with his bosses, he is left to rot, basically left for dead, in a facility housing humans. Oh yeah, they kind of house humans for resources and labor. The humans don't know this, because they're kind of in a primal state whenever we meet them. But aside from that, Yi's superiors leave him to rot in the facility and they think he's dead. But oh no. A tentacle root looking thing called Fusong takes him under its care and nurses him back to health. And for some unknown reason, Yi has a strong connection with Fusong. This is also how he comes back after dying in game. After Yi recovers, he mingles with the humans. Well, mainly one named Xuan, because they nursed Yi back to health along with the roots. And Xuan is basically a genderless child because it's never told to us what kind of gender this child is. So we're pulling a fucking Undertale. But one day Xuan is chosen to take part of a ritual for the gods. And if you haven't guessed already, he's chosen to be harvested. Then Yi saves the day and runs into the main part of the ship to meet with his robot assistant Abacus, or Yuruyi. We learn that Yi intends to take over the entire ship, but to do that, he must have all the 9 souls for the Master Code. And so off Yi sails to gather each and every soul, killing each person that wronged him to ensure a better world for his kind. This was kind of a short summary, but that's the gist of it all, and I'm not going to spoil any major things. Just go play it for yourself if you want to know everything. You would think there's no possible way you can do Hollow Knight better, but they've done it. You get to smoke weed. This is your way of generating health. Yi just whips out his pipe and lights up like nobody's fucking business. After you get nice and lit for the battle to come, here's how Yi does damage. Yi has a 3-strike combo, and the last one does more damage than the first two. This feels so much better than just using one boring attack, cause in Hollow Knight you had one slash and that was it. We also have a charged attack. Hollow Knight has this to where it just does damage, but Nine Souls gave it a purpose. Enemies have shields in this game and you can break them with a charged attack. There are also things in the terrain that can only be broken by a charged attack. Having the charged attack be useful makes the game feel so much better rather than giving it to you and then you never use it. The one thing that really fuels my love for this game is parrying. You can parry anything in the game. Not at first, but later on in the game you can parry unblockable attacks. Parrying gives Yi one ball of ki, and ki is used for his special abilities. You can use a ball of ki to attach an exploding talisman to enemies, dealing a buttload of damage. The game rewards you for doing parries with big damage. You can also use a dash where he takes no damage, but that's kind of boring whenever you can just parry and get more usefulness out of the ki that he generates. Another thing that Nine Souls does different is giving you a ranged attack. Yi gets his Azure Bow after defeating the second soul. It does massive damage and can break shields depending on the arrowhead. Giving you a ranged attack can help you keep a nice flow of damage even when the enemy is out of reach. Oh yeah, each ability also has different options depending on your playstyle. Like the Cloud Striker head for the arrows. They break shields and do damage and pierce through enemies. Whereas the Thunderbolt head can't break shields or go through enemies, but it does a lot more damage. Now we know all the abilities and gameplay, let's tackle another aspect they changed for the Souls-like genre. Holy shit, the platforming in this game is immaculate. You can climb walls and not just jump off of them. He literally climbs them instead of having to wall jump to make it to higher areas. The physics of Yi when he's in the air is so smooth. If you use a dash in the air, Yi keeps that momentum. And there are also these ki bubbles that you can jump off of to reset his dash. They basically act like a double jump. There are also the blue balls he can grapple onto, boost him up into the air. They act sort of like a slingshot. All the elements are so well used in the environment that you barely notice you're using them. I was using just about every game element without realizing half the time I was playing. We don't see a lot of platforming in Souls-like games, and rarely in Hollow Knight are they used so well. Unless you want to talk about the Path of Pain. But in my opinion, if you can make the platforming so seamless without it being janky, then you've created a masterpiece. Not to say there isn't any challenging bit of platforming, because there are a couple areas where you gotta use your brain and not mindlessly hack and slash. Like the areas where you have to use the flying fish for puzzles. They aren't insanely hard, but they always take me a couple of tries. But with that, we end our platforming segment. Oh! Ooh, who the fuck is you?
Huh.
Are you a bird, or are you a cat, or what the fuck is you?
I don't know what you are, but you're kinda hot, I ain't gonna lie.
Dude, when I found this game, I was so surprised at the downloads. As of making this, it only has 20,000 reviews. I looked on YouTube for anyone who had made anything about it, and there were only a handful of people actually doing stuff with it. It was mainly all the Hollow Knight. Keep in mind this game came out like 6 months ago. In my opinion, everyone should try this game, even if you aren't into Souls-like games. The story is well worth it alone. The characters are so fleshed out, and you don't ever feel alone whenever you're in your safe area. The game gives you a sense of loneliness when adventuring, and then it relieves it and makes you feel safe whenever you're in your pavilion. The further you progress in the game, the more followers you get, and the more special items you get to further their personalities of each character. I might just be a mass sucker for this game, honestly. Or it might just be the fact that I've been playing non-stop competitive games, and I've finally got to play a story game by myself, but I enjoyed playing a story game again. Anyhow, thank you for tuning into another one of my videos. If you enjoyed, go ahead and subscribe and like. Go check out my Twitch. I'm playing Nine Souls currently until I finish it, because me personally, I haven't finished the entire game. So this is kind of a half-assed review. I'm only to the part where you meet Lady Ethereal. But yeah, go check out the Twitch. I'm having a lot of fun playing, and I would like to have a little bit of company while I'm mindlessly hacking and slashing. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.